little tiny elements, man. It really adds to it. Something with the space bar and this whole side is rattly. Guys, what is going on? We've got a redemption arc. Jesus Christ. That sounds so good, dude. Yo. What's up, everybody? We've got a pretty sweet board to check out. So here is the carry case. QK65 case. The board looks really sick. I'm a fan of this like matrixy style stuff that they do, and the color on this thing is really fun. The case foam, PCB foam is kind of already just in here. Dude, this color is everything, dude. But I chose the basalt gray. So I don't know the pricing or anything on this actually. We'll put it somewhere. I'll put it in the description or in the comments of the video or something. So this is the case right here, which is very, very pretty. The gray is very unique, very different. You have some screen here, buttons, a little pixelated light up panel right here. It says Mk3 right there on the top. On the back here, you've got these little knobs looking pretty sweet. The whole back edge of this actually looks really pretty. Like, I'm a fan of these details that you see, like all these little edges and ridges and cuts and just different levels to the, I don't know, man, it just looks cool. Like, whenever you look at it from this angle, you can see like there's a bump, it goes down, it comes up, it goes down, it comes up, it goes down. It just adds just a level of depth to the overall aesthetic. You've got like a XO over here, reminiscent of a specific brand that's no longer really prevalent, which is kind of cool to see that back. Side profile on this is also pretty sweet. On this side, you have this little kind of tab right here with a big seam that goes, kind of curves around to the front. You can see on the front, it's like the right and left are two different colors. So the left is red and the right is this like blue, which is just super cool. And the side profile is so nice. Look at that. It's even got like height variance on that top level here. How cool. The bottom also looking quite nice. I really like the feet too. Little like double O's, you could say. If they would have done the OX on the feet too, that would have been sick. But I mean, regardless, it looks cool. The weight I don't love, if I'm honest. I think this board's so pretty from the top down, you're never even going to be picking it up. I mean, look at how cool that is. It's also like dual toned, like the right panel is a little darker than the left, and then it's all kind of framed by this lighter colored top. I'm digging it. But anyway, looking at the weight again, you've got a little dog right here. It says QK65 Mk3. The QWERTY keys kind of logo here with a cool font, really robotic looking font. This is a screwless design as well. You have 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking really nice. Really loving the visuals on this. We got some stabilizers, all of our foams, and our PCB. So PCB is pretty nice. It's like fully white. No flex cuts. You've got a little bit of relief for a PCB gasket mount. Got a couple ribbon cables on for the screens and stuff, which I guess like part of me is a little bummed that they didn't keep the like whole pogo pin thing that they've been doing, because that was like really solid. But alas, that is what it is. We're forced into 6.25, I believe, on this. Stepped caps is the only compatibility on this. I don't love that. I don't know why they didn't give a 7U bottom, but even the foam only has the cutout for just one size. So that's very interesting. We have an alu plate and an FR4 plate. FR4 does have flex cut plate. The aluminum does not. So that's something to note. That is kind of a bummer. I love my 7U spacebars, but what do you do? You know, we're using the HMX Cloud V2s, and I think this one, low key, looked better than some Matrix boards until it got to the weight. Once I flipped it over and saw the weight, I was like, the weight could be better. But the top down, the side profile and stuff on this one specifically, and the back edge is fire. Now let's get into this. It's our accessories box, by the way. It says tools and cable. Okay, so you get a braided USB-C cable and a screwdriver and a switch puller. We have our bag of gaskets and extra feet, wireless dongle, and some spare cables. What we need to do right now is unscrew this and put our PCB inside. I believe that the magnetic connectors that they've used in other projects would really make this a lot better. If this doesn't, for example, sound good right now with this configuration, we have to like put foam in. Even that is going to be such a pain to do. Magnetic screws would also be a great thing to have. Oh man, because now I've got a screw stuck in here, which means that we might have to take it apart to get it out. You guys taking notes for me? Magnetic screws, please. I did it. Thank gosh. I was so worried that that was going to fall in and we were going to have to undo it again. Oh, wow. How cute. This is kind of fun. So whenever you type, the little one down here kind of fills up and types with you. This is literally a game. So you press go and it tells you to type a word. And then this one changes your thing. So you've got little doggy walking from the weight. So that's how the weight design ties into the board design right there. In the daylight, in the darkness, and then you have a cat that also types when you type. How about that? Oh, it also, I think it counts down from 10. Oh, look, a dog too. So when you can switch between the cat and the dog. Yeah, I mean, pretty fun. This literally turns it off though. Whenever you turn this, everything turns off. So maybe that's like wired mode and wireless. Let's get some caps on this. Going for a red line today. Felt like it would look good with all the little red accents. So I'm thinking we go red enter, red escape. Red line's probably one of my favorites red sets. It's just really red in a really good way. That's the problem. I love how this thing looks, but it definitely needs some quality of life changes, which is crazy because QK is known for implementing such changes. Like they pretty much use the wireless stuff in all their newest boards. So it's kind of interesting that it's not present here. All right, so here's our top-down view on the QK65 Mark III. The top-down is very, very aesthetic to me. You've got some intricate little details, like even this little subtle indentation where the tab is kind of cool. Over here, you've got all the little pieces for the screen. And even like these little notches down here, the little X, the little tiny elements, man, it really adds to it. I said this little part right here is probably my least favorite element, but it's still fun. This part is my favorite. I love this angle. So we'll do a little peely for you guys. So now that we've got that going, how does it sound and feel? This thing is really bouncy. It's quite springy on the typing feel. Oh, that's a good showcase. Very plush typing feel. Even with an aluminum plate, like this thing is literally like doing this, right? It's like going boing, 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 boing. All right, let's see how this thing sounds. So this is the QK65 Mark III. We used an aluminum plate and HMX Cloud V2s. No foams right now. Like no flex cut PCB, 1.6 millimeter. We used the gasket mount. That's the only mount there is for this. Oh, and GMK red line. Dang. Even with a light press, it's still there. The alphas sound really good, but the space bar and pretty much every key over here has a massive hollowness. There's no looseness on the screen. Something with the space bar and this whole side is rattly. Cause yeah, the sound is not what I had hoped considering how excited I was for the visuals of the build. So the first thing we can try, check the screws and see how tight I tighten them. Literally stop like once I feel some sort of force. No, so that's still a thing. Because this cable at first was above, but now it's below. So I could try to like pull that up, see if maybe that being under there could be causing the issue. Okay, I think that might have been it. Yeah, still a bit on just now these two keys. I don't know, man. Something is still off. Oh, there's a place for a gasket right there. That's probably the solution. Make sure all the gaskets are in place. That was definitely not as obvious. Out to the side, you would never think there would be a gasket there. I just didn't pay attention to that. So that's 1,000,000% on me. Spacebar's still hollow. It still sounds better. There's just still a hollowness in the spacebar. Bottom row sounds fantastic. This is still a hollowness in the spacebar. 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 Still a bit of hollowness over here. Yeah, guys, I think this might just be a plate foam board. Same build again, this time with case foam and PCB foam. So it sounds much better, but what's unfortunate, even with the foams, it has a lot of resonance on the spacebar, backspace, enter. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna add a bit of a force break right here where the contact points are. Why does it feel like it has more resonance than it did a second ago? Thought for sure the force break solved it. Man, dude, the spacebar has so much every time I hit it. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll just rebuild it next week and give it another shot. Yo, what's good? What's good? We've got a redemption arc. I'm here to report that I discovered, 1, what is causing this, and 2, I've developed the solution, and 3, we're going to rebuild it with all foams as well. Got a bit of a journey, because I have a theory, potentially, that like maybe the foams act as an alignment system. I do believe that potentially my prototype could just be a little scuffed, because I was speaking with QK. Other content creators that have built the board have not had this issue at all. They themselves tried to recreate the issue and are unable to. It seems like this could be potentially QC thing with my unit specifically. Maybe my unit was fine when they tested it, but whenever it got to me, it wasn't. Like I said, I did kind of figure out what is causing it and how to fix it. So I'm going to show that to you guys just so that we can kind of help anyone that maybe gets this board that might run into this problem. First, I'm going to show you right now with it and the configuration it's currently in, and it sounds phenomenal right now because I got it sorted. There's no resonance, nothing. Let's do a little sound test. See. So it sounds great. No noticeable resonance at the moment. Essentially, on my unit, the top case has a bit of play. And what I mean by that is like, whenever you're screwing it together, it can shift from side to side and up and down. And then whenever you screw it down, wherever it's shifted is where it's gonna go. And if it's not perfectly straight, like both ways, it will produce resonance like crazy on the spacebar and in the mods. But once you get it sorted perfectly, it's great. So I'm gonna demonstrate this to you guys. I'm gonna unscrew it just a little bit. You don't even have to unscrew this all the way, just enough to let that top case move. If you look, you can see it's very subtle. It can go up and down, and it can go side to side. It's there, but it's very subtle. So you can kind of see that whole top case can wiggle. Okay, and essentially, if I just set it down straight on, it might be like slightly tilted, right? So what I've noticed is there's a seam in the very front of the keyboard, right? If you have this too far one way or the other, you can see, look on this side whenever I do this. Do you see how that seam gets like smaller? It happens on this side as well. Essentially, you want to just kind of grab it, kind of like this. And what you're gonna be doing is like, you're trying to just make sure that it's straight, but you wanna grab the top and the bottom at the same time to make them line up. But before that, I'll show you, like, so say I push it too far downward and sliding it down on purpose. It still screws together, but whenever you screw it together, it's not locking into the correct orientation. If you look at this seam down here, it's fatter on this side and it gets thinner as it goes to the right. Like obviously here it looks the same, but whenever you're looking at it at this angle, you can clearly see that the top case, I can feel it as well. The top case is slightly shifted this way. Apparently I'm crazy. It's fine right now, hold on. I didn't demonstrate it properly. I literally was able to do this and like show QK, and they were like, yeah, please like demonstrate this on stream so if other people need it, they can refer back. And how it's crazy is it sounds fine. Am I crazy? Am I doing it perfectly somehow every time on accident right now? I've unscrewed this keyboard 100 times by now. Chat. Why do I feel crazy? What's going on? Guys, what is going on? Maybe I need to take off the top and put it back down. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it right now. There it is. I'm actually feeling crazy right now. Now I can't tell. It was so evident before. No, dude, it's still the same. What if I'm like gaslighting myself? It's like whenever you say your pet or kid is sick, but then they go to the doctor and the kid's fine at the doctor. They're not sick. Guys, I can't get it to happen. What is happening, dude? What? Dude, what's going on? What is happening, bro? Dude, guys, I swear to you, okay? I was literally testing this for QK to tell them what I'm experiencing, and I could replicate it every time. But now it's like working perfectly fine. Maybe it's actually something to do with how the PCB and stuff is sitting instead. I'm baffled. Chat, turns out I'm crazy. Right now, I cannot replicate it. Genuinely bamboozled. If you are experiencing resonance, I found that you had to make sure that the case was sitting perfectly straight every time, because the top case could move around. For whatever reason today, every time I screw it together, it's sounding fine. So I don't know if that day something just wasn't aligning properly, but I know that I have documentation of the issue. Hopefully out there somewhere this helps someone if they're having this problem. Otherwise, it could just be as simple as like making sure all your gaskets are seated properly, your case screws aren't over tightened or under tightened. Maybe it was just me all along. Are they the new budget matrix? I don't know. I think both of them are doing cool stuff on their own, but I could definitely see the comparison. And to be honest, like the quality is just as good and for less. Like, I don't know. The aluminum plate coming off now. We're going to put on FR4, but first we're going to put on the PE foam and XPE sheet. Look, I was thinking that the plate foam will make for alignment, and I think I was right. You can see that the plate foam kind of sticks out everywhere, so I believe that that will mean that it will kind of keep everything aligned internally, so that in theory it should eliminate that resonance whenever you put all the foams in. Cordy Keys, whenever I reached out to them about this issue, they did say that although none of the other content creators have had any problems with their boards, they did say that overall they recommend this board to be built up foamed. This is still one of the pain points of the build for me, is like I still wish that they could use magnetic connectors. They did tell me why they couldn't. It's something to do with like the screens needing a certain amount of power that only the cables can provide. I do get needing to use the ribbons. It's just how they're implemented is a bit finicky to get right. Dude, foams are so nice. I don't know where the foam hate came from. I think foam hate is like you don't want to be forced into using foams, and that's fair. But dude, whenever foam is hitting, it is hitting, guys. So this is fully foamed up with HMX clouds, with GMK Redline, FR4 flex cut plate, by the way, gasket mount beans. I will say that all the foams definitely stiffens it up. It's pretty solid now. There's not really any flex compared to before. Without foams, this board flexes like crazy. This board is gorgeous. One of the best looking boards of the year for me in this kind of robotic mecha game inspired, heavily designed kind of way. Like these over-designed boards is what I would call them, or maximalist design boards. Even the weight has begun to grow on me. I didn't love it before, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, I like this. With all that out of the way, with looking at the board again, let's take a look at how it sounds. Oh my God. That spacebar is insane. Jesus Christ. That sounds so good, dude. Dude, I just want to type on that forever. That's actually so good. Dude, you just cannot make up how good that sounds. That's insane. Let's do a whole wrap up and overall review of our experience. First stream, we had a ton of issues. It was resonant, couldn't figure it out. Made sure all the gaskets were in there, that did improve everything. Made sure they were seated properly, that did improve everything. Made sure that ribbon right here wasn't stuck under the PCB, that also caused a bit of resonance on this side. Make sure you like pull it through. Make sure that the top case is shifted into the perfect place and no resonance is there anymore. So with all those fixes, the board sounds great with no foams. It sounds bonkers with foams, like actually ridiculous. I love a good foamy build. This is maybe the best foamy build I've ever done. This sounds just off the wall, craziest sound ever. Design, I really like it. I agree that some people aren't into the screens. I personally think it's fun. I know you do lose like all your functionality keys, so essentially this is like a 60% with arrows. You know, there's a ton of different little things you can kind of like do with each of them. So this is a Mac and Windows switch right here. It shows it on this screen actually. Visually, I love the board. I love every little design element. The retro gaming kind of inspiration is definitely noticeable. It has a bit of futuristicness to it too, which I really like. Like I said, kind of like that roboticness almost. This is a design style that I personally want to see more of. I love this kind of stuff. So for me, design, it definitely gets a 10. Today, typing feel we can talk about, it does vary. With no foams, it feels crazy to type on. With no foams, it's like a trampoline. I didn't like having any issues with any parts bottoming out, so that's good. But right now with foams, it's quite stiff. There's a touch of plushness, but it's so subtle, it's not even really worth mentioning. Because that's like if I'm using like excessive force to press. Like normal typing, this thing is like solid. There's not really any give at all. With the balance of them both, you could give it like a 9. Without foams, I would say the typing feels like a 10. With foams, like I said, it is a bit more stiff, so I would give it like a 9. It still feels good. Like it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely stiffer. The sound of this is great as well. With no foams, if you are able to get everything perfect, if you're able to dial it all in, get the case situated right, get all the gaskets in place, get that cable through, foamless, it sounds really good. It sounds really full, really poppy, sounds great. But if things arenent properly aligned, it will be resonant with no foams. QWERTY Keys did tell me they recommend building with foams. And I will say, building it with all the foams, this is one of the best foamed builds I've ever done. It could be the switches playing with the foaminess. It's like insanely deep, but insanely poppy at the same time. It's crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. Foamed, this is a 20, but you know, obviously it's a 10 out of 10 for the foam sound. Foamless, due to kind of these issues that I was explaining, I would say I would give it a 9 because once you get it, it's all user error. I think it was just me not doing something properly because today I could not recreate the negative issues I was having. And somewhere, somehow I fixed something that I didn't know was broken and now it's working fine. So I'll just give it a 9 just because there is the potential for the resonance and for these issues that I was experiencing. So overall, that's what, a 9 out of 10 for the build? I think that's a great score. QWERTY Keys and Neo and all of them, they really don't miss typically. And so that's why I was kind of surprised the first time we streamed it. I was just having problems, but now I'm not having problems. I don't know what happened, but it's great. And we're rating the build as it is. I just want to type on this all weekend, to be honest. It sounds so crazy. So yeah, that's the board, that's the build. And yeah, the group buy is currently live, so definitely be sure to join if you're interested. Really good board, really fun board as well. I love how it looks. I'll be using this one a lot, I can already tell. I appreciate you guys for stopping in again, for hanging out with me. And until next time, I'll key you later. Man, I'm tongue twisted up today. Gosh, this is actually insane. This is screwless and non-magnetic screws. Yeah, I'm like actually pretty annoyed at the second. Dude, come on, dog. This is insane, actually. It's just in there. I cannot finesse it enough. Bro, what is happening? Man, this is literally impossible to. And you won't even believe it. The screw that I'm fighting is currently blocking me from opening the board. How epic. And now it fell under the PCB. Dude, you are absolutely kidding me. I will admit, this element is definitely a bit frustrating. Oh, brother, no. Oh, dude, this whole stab is in its place.
Oh no.
That's why you always check.
One eternity later.
Oh, brother, I got it. Thank you, God.